Hello, Jacob. Thank you so much for coming to MoongoddessCharm. I went ahead and shuffled before I started the camera, and I am using the Fairy Tale Oracle cards today. And you have chosen to get the Spirit Guides reading option B, so you're going to have more than one guide come through tonight. The first card here, the Nixie of Mill Pond, Memory. And forgive me for the pauses, that's how I read the cards and relay messages from my guides. I feel like this card is saying that you have a spirit guide coming through from another life. I'm getting Lucy, that's the name of the spirit guide, and I'm getting that she was your sister or some sort of little girl in spirit in a past life that you may have had. I also feel like she's saying with this card in her message of memory is that maybe consciously you forgot, but subconsciously your soul hasn't forgotten hers, and she used to be your playmate in that life. There was a lot of innocence and just a lot of positive energy and kindred spirits. I feel like she is coming through tonight and she's saying, don't forget me. And I see sad eyes, and she's saying that you could also get a past life reading if you wish, no pressure, to look more into this life with her. But I feel like she's generally a depressed or a despondent spirit. I feel like this person, this soul, excuse me, okay, they're telling me bittersweet memories. I feel like now I'm receiving a vision of, it's like a huge body of water. It looks as if your country has flooded, and I see a drowning of some sort. And I see that you were trying to save her, and I see that you weren't successful, but it wasn't your fault. And you were kids, you were very young, and I'm getting a lot of sibling energies, but I feel a huge loss on your part. And then when she departed from Earth, she just felt a lot of unfinished business, and her soul tie was very bonded to yours and your spirit. So she's coming through tonight to say she's still with you. And if you did want a past life, you could always come back in the near future or whenever you feel, so you can look more into that life. The next card here, the Princess Who Never Smiled, Healing. Okay, so, and I'm getting the name Mary, another spirit guide named Mary. This is someone who's saying, let go of your grievances. She's saying she's with you when times seem tough. She's saying she's with you when you need a helping hand. She's saying she's with you when you're in need of a supportive energy by your side. She's saying to let go of grievances, that you've encountered a loss, whether it was recently or in your past, and she's saying you've stayed there for a while, so now it is time to let go and to move forward, and to let go for you. Grieve as much as you can, but don't stay there. She's saying it has sucked the happiness out of you, and she's saying that if you come to terms with the past and try to understand what's happened to your best ability, and if you can't fully grasp it, she's saying that's okay. She's saying as long as you don't stay there in that spot, she's saying as long as you just try to keep living your life to the fullest, then that is what matters. Fair, brown, and trembling gifts. So I'm picking up a spirit guide named Howard. He definitely came through right away. He showed me his name. He's not showing me his face. I do believe he is an elderly man, but he's not that old. But he is a man of wisdom. I feel like the spirit guide is coming through now to say that you have some innate gifts that you need to get in touch with. We're all born with our talents and our gifts, and sometimes if we go through things in life, we just kind of lose interest in them. You know what I mean? But now it's time, to get back to those gifts. It's time to let your inner light sparkle. That's what he's saying. It's time for you to get back into your passions and into your hobbies and your interests, and I believe that these guides are all coming through here because I believe that, you've been held back for a little bit, or you've been deterred from your plans or your dreams, or manifestations, they're telling me. And, it's good to let go and it's good to grieve, but not stay there. And see, this is why these cards are coming through. But it's also easy to lose touch of how we feel inside. And it's also easy to cover up these emotions of our true feelings with other emotions like anger, because anger is always, connected to a primary emotion. It's not actually like just anger, it's always just attached to something like, a situation where feelings of anger arise, or just like with grieving, feelings of grief. And, sometimes some people become numb inside, or they just skip the sadness and they go right to being upset or angry. And this guy at Howard, he's saying to get in touch with how you feel. Start to journal. Start to get in touch with your own feelings and emotions, but also start to get in touch with, those little gifts that you've had since you were a little child, like childlike memories and childlike notions. And just remember what made you smile. Remember what made you open up and just feel innocent and just alive again. And that's why he's coming through here. The little match girl choice. So, okay, I feel like this card is an extra like message and sign from spirit. I feel like you have a choice. Every day we get up and we have choices. We make a choice of what to eat. We make a choice of what to wear, what to put on. We make a choice of, what order you do things in. Just little things, it comes down, to that with choices. So I feel like this is a message from Spirit. And I feel like Spirit's asking me to ask you, what have you uncovered or noticed about yourself in your choices? Do you feel regretful? Do you feel like you've made choices that you're not happy with? Because you know what, that's okay. It really is. It's okay to feel these things, because this is how we learn, this is how we progress, this is how we grow. And if we don't make mistakes, and we'll just never work through them and learn the lessons, and we won't work on our growth. And I feel like times may be rough right now for you. Times may have been rough for a while. You may have just gotten or experienced a situation to where it hit you out of nowhere, or it just came up and you just experienced a lot of grievance and loss, or just, some emotions that, not that you didn't quite understand, but you just weren't expecting. You know how life gets. It just, sometimes it really just hits you out of nowhere, and it's like things were fine and everything's like, wow, how did I get here? You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a reason why deep down you came to me. I feel like the universe did. I feel like the universe led you to me so I could, help you with my gifts, and so your spirit guides and mine can guide you. And I just feel like, don't have regrets. And, if you're down and out about your life or a situation, just know that there really is a brighter day. And you don't always have to be stuck in a situation. You don't always have to make the same choice. Don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid, to put your foot down and stand up for yourself. And I really feel like you know what I'm talking about. And I feel like we all get into these, situations, and it's okay to, grieve a loss and to stay there for, just a short time, but it's okay to also progress and move on and let go. How do you let go? You don't necessarily have to fully grasp and understand, but it is good to move on for you, whether if you believe in forgiveness or not, because some people don't, and I'm not going to sit here and say, you need to learn how to forgive and, understand what happened, because sometimes we don't. And sometimes it's okay if we just leave the pieces on the floor and we just walk away and we just start other projects and, new endeavors. You know what I mean? Sometimes we don't always have answers. Sometimes things just don't click. Sometimes things don't go our way, and sometimes we try to make sense of it, but then it just, the more we dive deeper, the more confusion we experience. So right now is the time to open up for self-growth, for self-love, to let go, journal, do some inner therapy. I'm not saying go to a therapist, but do some inner work, do some introspection work. Just learn yourself, because we're, with the phases of our lives, we grow and we change and we evolve, and that's how we learn about ourselves, and we never stop. Okay, so this card, Snow White and Rose Red, Sister Love. So this is a really, I don't know if you've had someone who you've lost. It's going back to this card here. So this is confirmation. I was going to say, though, before I get to this point, was that you could have lost someone in this life that was like a bond, just a deep sister bond or just a friendship bond. But I do feel like it's I feel like it's going back to the past life again, and my guides are urging me to ask you, and no pressure for you to maybe come back, you know what I mean, to see what life and what exactly happened, because I feel like there's unfinished issues, and I feel like there's karmic bonds, and I feel like there needs to be more understanding. I do feel like you are at a loss. I feel a lot of, not heavy energies, but just like maybe something's missing, or you know what I mean? Like maybe life threw you a curveball and you didn't think you would be in this place, but you are, and you're kind of confused. And so you came to me and you got questions, and maybe you wanted to see, some insight of what your spirit guides wanted to tell you about, your current situations or your past. And that's why I'm here. So I feel like um, the Sister Love card, it's saying to go forth with your inner power. It's saying to go forth with your inner dreams. It's saying to trust your own perceptions. Don't let anyone make you feel less than you are. Don't let anyone push you around. Not saying you do. These are just the messages coming through with my, psychic gifts and my third eye energy center, from our guides, mine and yours. And I feel like this is all about trusting your intuition, trusting your own soul, and trusting your inner voice. And don't be afraid to share your thoughts and feelings. And if you ever feel like you are walking on eggshells with anyone, you need to just have some solitude and alone time and just distance yourself, because you don't need that type of toxicity. I was going to say that kind of negativity in your life. I know a lot of people don't like the N word, and I'm not trying to put that in the reading, but this is what is coming through here. I hope you enjoyed your reading tonight. I hope you resonated. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out to me through Etsy Convos. I hope you have a great evening and a wonderful holiday season. Love, light, and blessed be.